There we go, finally. Oh, device trouble abandoned my existence. I found out my phone. Good morning, happy Halloween. So I found out my phone is so old now that it doesn't even receive updates on the Android system. So I'm really kind of irritated. I need to buy a new phone. Wow. November. It seems like just a couple of weeks ago was New Year's, and I had no idea what I was doing. Looked like a rodeo clown the first time I did my makeup. But I still bossed through it and put pictures up everywhere all over the internet anyways. Makeup's getting better. I've been working with this Birds of Paradise palette. It's all really bright colors and glitters, and but I like it. I went a little bit heavier than I have been doing with my contouring, because some ladies in a makeup group I joined were telling me, you ain't got any contour on, and I was like, I do though. It's just a little bit more subtle. I didn't go real heavy with it. I'm still not comfortable with this heavy. It looks a little ragged, but I did my makeup at 10 o'clock last night. 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So I was about to take it off, but I decided I wanted to do my video first. So let's see, this year I got a lot done. I'm a girl. I measured again the other day, and I know it doesn't look like I'm a giant, freakishly huge giant, and large rib cage and all that. But I actually have a C cup now. It's pretty cool. I got new tattoos I've been talking about for a while. I just got this wig. It looks like an ombre ash blonde, but I really like it. It's cool. And I got one more coming towards the end of the week. And I got a new corset. I had been doing waist training to hasten along the hormonal work of waist training, and found that also gave me back support too while I was at it. But I knew I was doing it first, and I got a regular female corset for short girls, for short torsos, and I also got 2 large. So when I got it and I put it on, pulled it all the way tight, it was loose, and I was like, oh. So I had to modify it, make it smaller, which I did. And then that got to be all the way down, and I made it smaller again. So, but it really wasn't the right size, you know. And so I did my research. I finally found a site, Adore Me, and I got a long torso overbust corset, so it should fit a lot better, and I have a little bit more experience sizing, so I didn't make the same mistake I did last time with a corset. You know, I like corset stuff's really confusing, because they tell you to measure your natural waist, and then they tell you, you know, this and that, and that's what I did the first time, and it was too big. So this time I did all the stuff like they told me to, and then I made it one size smaller. So I got a long torso corset coming. It's pretty. It's got extra lacing and strings on the front. They're decorative, and the pull strings close around the back. And I'm going to rock it. So I also got a strapless bra set where the bra is strapless, but it comes with straps you can put on it to make it 1 strap, or 2 regular straps, or a racer back. And I got matching panties with all that stuff. But I really like that site. They got some really cool stuff, and I think I'm gonna get some stuff from them. And I think that leaves me done on Amazon with things like bras and panties and all that kind of stuff. I think I'm gonna get from Adore Me for now, because they got really cool stuff on there. Except for the Sailor Moon panties. I just, you know, I'm into Sailor Moon, you know. Oh, and I got Sailor Moon purse that, like, Yeah, okay. Crazy for Sailor Moon. So yeah, so this makeup is like 16 hours old. I'm about ready to take it off, but I decided to wait and make my video. I'm a little upset this morning. I messed my budget up and ended up short. So I gotta come up with some money somewhere. But I don't think it'll be the end of the world. I did manage to get 2 weeks this month. And then the corset and the bra and panty set and stuff that's coming. Yeah. So I'm waiting to start hormone therapy. I'm waiting to start what do you call it? I'm waiting to start laser hair removal. They didn't have any openings right away, so the first one was December, and I'm waiting on them to send me a packet in the mail. That's a new patient packet, and I can fill it out. And once I get the new patient packet and get filled out, I can start calling to see about cancellations, and get me in there quicker. And because I only have BA health insurance, well, there it is. Because I only have BA health insurance, I have to, what do you call it? I have to see one of their doctors for a consult before they will put me right in. If I had my own regular private insurance, I could have skipped the consult and went right to the removal. But anyways, I'll be happy if I don't have to shave my face and my torso as much as I do. Although the hair on my torso is soft. It doesn't seem to be growing as fast. Hair on my face, I would say it's not growing as fast. Like I shaved almost 24 hours ago. And it's light enough and it's changed texture enough now. It's not near as obvious coming through the color corrector and the foundation that have a little bit of stubble. Because of my scars, I went with the straight line with the eyebrows, and the only thing on my eyebrows this morning is a little bit of eyebrow powder. And the ladies in the makeup group said, well, you got those dark Instagram eyebrows and you need to go up light. And actually, I'm using a light brown powder on my eyebrows, but my natural hair color is like dark brown, and they didn't realize that any product I put on my eyebrows is gonna make them look this dark. Right? Unless it's like beige or something, maybe that's what I need to do. I don't know. But yeah, I'm getting better at the contouring. Everything's a little bit runny because I hung out with some boys last night for my first Halloween as a girl. Happy Halloween. And had fun. And, it's just been a great year. I'm wrapping it up, and I know I'm kind of meandering a little bit, but it's like, I can't wait for my voice to stop being raspy from the mold and the falling leaves and the wet and everything. But in the meantime, there we go. I've started the exercises randomly as much as possible without hurting my throat to start raising my larynx up. And once this passes in my voice, I can actually start to find the pitch, but right now it's uncomfortable with my voice like it is from my allergies. I go for another hormone level test this week, so when I told you I captured my endocrine system, then he told me, well, let's raise it by 20%. So we raised my dose by 20%, so it's the Scipione, it's estradiol, or estradiol, tomato. It looks like estradiol to me. I know it's estradiol. But so I went from the half a milliliter to a 0.7. So it's a 2.5. Oh, it's a 5 milligram solution per milliliter, right? So the 0.7 of a milliliter shot leaves me at 3.5, right? Now, of course, I have the progesterone, and just on my breast, I still use a little bit of the over-the-counter 10 milligram pump micronized progesterone twice a day. I stopped for a little bit, and then my Assassin's Creed Valhalla talked at me when I just dropped the controller. But you know, to make sure I'm getting some of it right where it needs to go for the breast, you know, push from stage 4 up in stage 5. I've determined my breasts definitely are tender stage 4. And it's just rounding them out or whatever. My face is feminizing some more. This is my first foray into plucking my eyebrows, and I know it's not perfect, and I know I didn't do a great job. But as I started to say earlier, they're straight flat because I got punched in the side of my face so much, boxing and fighting and everything growing up, that I have scars and my eyebrows don't sit right. And you know, sometime around New Year's or a little bit after, I'm gonna go down to my tattoo shop that I go to now, and I'm gonna have microblading done. You know, so I won't have to worry about drawing them on, really. I'm just gonna get them put on, and then go back for the touch-ups whenever I need to. I just never went the eyes today. I did the top and the bottom and the wing, but I only did from directly under the eyeball to the side, so that the inside of my eyes weren't dark. I just tried it. Thought I'd try it. I liked the way it came out. I had coral lipstick on all night. The lipstick's off. I'm actually getting ready to take my makeup off, but I wanted to make a video with makeup on it. You know, I know I did the music one last night, you know, but my makeup was fresher, and I really like this wig. Ash Blonde. Yeah, $17 on Amazon. It's nice for what it is. The other blonde wig was absolutely wrecked, but it was really kind of too light for me anyways. And this Birds of Paradise palette, ooh, I got brave. Got a palette with all bright colors in it. Yeah. But yeah, I'm feeling good. I think I'm looking better. You know, starting to train my larynx, so hopefully by the time another month or so goes by and the snow blankets all this mildew with it, my throat clears up, I'll be able to, you know, I drink lots of water, I stay hydrated, I eat pretty decent. You know, for the first time ever in my life, I crave sugar and milk and different things like that, you know, that I never craved before. I never liked the smell of milk, and now that my testosterone is going, I'm on estrogen, I just get the craving, and I'm just like, milk. And I never liked it like that. In fact, I would avoid it. I didn't eat cereal for years once I wasn't a child anymore, because I just couldn't stand the taste of milk. You know, my brain has changed a lot. I'm still learning. You know, my personality and who I've really actually been for most of my life, and being happy and carefree and low pressure and non-judgmental and everything has really been able to shine through, because I'm not constantly on guard and upset and defensive, because I'm trying to keep my anxiety and aggression from bubbling through, and because people were triggering me all the time in that state, you know, and now I'm not in that state anymore. So now it feels like that even though I'm also a new person as a girl, but it feels like so much of who I was inside can now express onto the top. You know, the only thing is that I've become kind of flaky because I get really overwhelmed. And not overwhelmed the same way I did when I had anxiety, you know. I get overwhelmed now because I have all the emotions, like ever since the testosterone disappeared and captured the system, the emotions that I thought were like wild have gone like epic, super cosmic, you know, like you know, like Zappa's in the back of my head going, "Who you jamming? You're jamming with the cosmic debris." You know, like, yeah, you know. But I like it. I know there are going to be people who stumble across this and have known me for years, or family, or friends, or whoever, maybe even my oldest daughter in Massachusetts, who knows, but um, this is just one more step in my life's journey, you know, and while I was, when I came to the realization that I thought this is what I was going to do, you know, everything in my life has been like that once I realized that that's what my path was taking me, and it was inevitable, you know. Once I realized it scared me. This was the scariest change I've ever made. You know, but back on New Year's, I took it. You know, like I said in previous videos, when I say out loud, I'm a girl looking at my eyes in the mirror, it was like everything lined up, hair stood on end, and it was just right. So, here I am. I have a sense of humor, I'm really funny, actually, and I'm working on getting all this fixed, one piece at a time, you know, and I actually feel really good with or without makeup. You know, or how I'm dressed, despite the fact that my teeth are messed up. No, I'm not finished feminizing yet. But internally, I'm a girl. There's no imposter syndrome, there's no self-doubt, there's no recriminations or guilt or fear. I just am who I am. You know, learn to walk in heels. I've actually went around the neighborhood a couple times in my heels now. Yeah. Hang out with boys. Yeah. It's been pretty cool. This is the last place, the very last place I ever thought I would end up. It really is. But, I'll be right, kiss the restaurant. It is what it is. Yeah. It's been a rocking year. It really has. So anyways, once again, I'm kind of doing this to keep track of the changes, A, and B, to, hopefully maybe, you know, even if there's one person out there that needs to see these videos to know that however old you are, however imperfect you are, you know, you can do it. It doesn't have to be a shit show. You know, I know a lot of people believe the doom and gloom and everybody knows stuff and that things are bad and that everybody's looking at you because you're a weirdo. And yeah, people look at you because you're a weirdo, but embrace it. Smile. Be like, you want to dance with the weirdo, baby? You know, anyways, I don't know. I just, you know, I'm so happy. And, you know, and like I said, I had worked for years on self-actualization. I worked for years on knowing myself intimately and my every thought and my agendas and my responses and my subconscious, and clearing out all the patterns that people subscribe to. And for a long time it caused me problems because I was trying to fit in a world, in a society where by and large there's a large amount of people that are narcissistic or bullies. And it's only gotten worse with all the canceling and the gatekeeping and the you must agree with me or you're an evildoer, that you can't think for yourself, that you can't be an individual, But that's who I've always been, and this isn't new to me. Going to Catholic Mass, people hated me because I was tattooed. When I hung out with Pentecostals, I was never good enough. Buddhists, the same way. Like everybody I've hung out with, I hung out with like gurus and stuff, and Sufis, and all kinds of people, and inevitably I would disagree with something or say something that I thought that it seemed to be emotional, or it seemed to be repressive, or it seemed to be kind of controlling, and I was shunned. But that's your girl. I am who I am. And, people can make fun of me, they can hate me. They can tell other people not to give me the time of day. Whatever. But, even if I got shut down all across the internet, I'd still be me in real life. Because you can't cancel my life. You know what I mean? I don't have a livelihood to take away from me. I don't have any jobs anywhere, or, the one thing that kept me, behaving a certain way was raising a child, and having a contract at the local college here at Minneapolis College to teach martial arts because I was a semi-public figure. So I behaved appropriately on the internet and in public and everything. And now I don't have that. I mean, I'm just, on my retirement phase of my life, and I have stable housing and my bank and, my pension that comes in, and people can't take that away from me. You know what I mean? It's not like a job where somebody can fire me or somebody puts pressure on them. Go ahead. You want to cancel me? Go ahead. Sue the VA to get my pension took away because I hurt your feelings. See how far that gets you. Try to get my bank account set at USAA. Yeah, it's a military and military community and families bank. And they don't like you messing with veterans. And you're not my landlord. So, I'm doing these videos, for myself, to see my transition, because I look back on all of them, see what I'm looking like, sounding like. And B, the event that somebody else like me that comes along that it's like, oh yeah, it's really cool to see all these girls making content and, creating stuff, and, but their boobs are nice and their body's nice, and, if you didn't know any better, they'd pass for cis females, a lot of them, But I didn't want to start when I was perfect, because I was looking for the imperfect. And I found a couple, finally. I didn't find them right away, but when I kept meandering through stuff, the algorithm finally took me to people that did what I'm doing now, where they were at 3 months and 6 months and 9 months and different stuff, whereas, it's been a little bit more random here lately, because I kind of dropped off a little bit because my emotions were so intense that I didn't want to just be like making this video and crying and laughing and be like, I don't know what's wrong with me, but I'm sad and I'm happy and I'm, you know. So I didn't do it for a while. You know, I just did the music for a little bit, you know, and life is becoming something bigger than what it was for me. You know, in 2 months I've been living as a woman for a year. And in 5 months I've been on hormones for a year. And then, you know, it's just waiting for the VA to get their policies lined up so I can get surgery on my bottom. But I don't think I'm going to have it on my breast. I mean, not unless I want to have some really humongous breasts or something, but I think that they're developing just fine with the hormones and everything the way that it is, and I don't think I'm going to need that kind of surgery. I think that my crooked nose, it's been broken many times, and I think I'm going to wait, you know, because they say to wait and see, because as your face feminizes, things can happen. You know, like I was seeing a girl that was talking about she didn't know what happened, but as it went along, all of a sudden her nose looked a lot more feminine than it did at first. So you never know, I might not even need a nose job at the end, except that my nose is crooked from being broke so many times. You know, life is not a spectator sport for me. I get hurt doing things that most people would be like, oh no. I'll be like, no, hold my beer. I can do this. And generally I'm okay. I know my skill level. That's the difference between courage and stupidity. You know, is knowing your skill level. Knowing that might be attainable. Knowing that you're going to fall down and brush yourself off and, you know, get back up, you know. You know, but I definitely abuse my body, but still beyond all that, my skin is really nice now, and everything's getting brighter and a little bit plumper, and, you know, I don't know, in the end, I may want to have my chin shaved down a little bit, and I want a nose job, but we're going to have to see how everything draws up as my forehead and my cheeks get fatter and more feminized. The hair on top of my head is definitely growing back. You can see I'm starting to get this hair underneath. It's not long enough to put up, but now that I've switched to longer length wigs, it's effectively kind of covered up with the wig mostly, except that I like to put the ones I put in my hair, you know, but I can shave the side up a little bit more, and, you know, as it gets longer I should be able to scoop it up, but it's at that weird state in between. You know, it's really soft though. I only washed it once with soap and shampoo. It's mostly run water over it. The shower. It's not oily. I don't have any dandruff for the first time in 35 years since mid-puberty. I still have a little bit of redness on my skin, but it's going away. It's nowhere near as bad as it was for the last 20 years. You know, and it's even more, it was even worse when I came back from Iraq. But now the testosterone, the super strong testosterone is gone, and my skin is feminizing, and I moisturize it all the time with moisturizer. I use an MYX clear primer that has SPF in it. I like it on my face. Everything's changing. I do need to go get glasses though. I'm useless when it comes to reading at this point. And there are all these books in my house, and I love to read. It's one of my favorite things in the world to do. You know, so I'm gonna go. I'm gonna take this wig off, and I'm gonna scrub my face and get this makeup off. I'm gonna take a shower and put some clean panties on and see about laying down. I got a little stressed out this morning because I screwed my budget up. And it's caused me to sit here and be like, But it's not the end of the world. It's not a catastrophe like it used to be before the estrogen. You know, I have lovely friends, people that care about me, you know, people that haven't abandoned me. And that means a lot to me. You know, and I'm sorry if you're a trans girl and you're watching this, or a trans boy, or even non-binary, or anywhere on the LGBTQ plus, whatever the correct amount of letters and symbols are, and you've been traumatized in your process. I want you to know that my heart goes out to you. You know, but please don't be mistaken. I went through plenty of trauma from the time I could talk as a toddler for being an individual. All the abuse, the violence, the drugs, the mental illness, the finding my place in the world and in creation and spiritually, and, you know, self-esteem and body image, and, you know, who I was and what I liked, and having good boundaries and healing from the pain, so I didn't continue a cycle of pain and whatever. You know, I went through all that, like hardcore, like years of it, years and years of it. So please don't think that I just came to this from some easy, privileged life, and I'm just, you know, tiptoeing through the tulips, or, you know, have a buttload of money, because I don't. You know, I'm poor. I've been poor most of my life. Working class, poor, homeless, you know. Yeah, a bunch of times. You know, lost everything a bunch of times. You know, so I got to be as adjusted as I am as a person through a lot of hard work and pain. A lot of people hurting me and shunning me and excluding me, or waking up to the fact that people had gotten up next to me and used me while it was convenient, and then abandoned me. It was their turn to step up. You know, but I still am who I am. I love someone because I choose to love, not because of how they love or don't love back. It was a long time coming to that. I love just because I choose to love. And I don't take my love away. You know? Like I've even told my friends, you know, I might be mad at you. I might not have much to say to you if you did me wrong, because I'm waiting for an apology. But I still love you. Don't take my love away. But you're gonna have to come apologize because of the way you acted. You know? And I don't do it with malice. You know, in fact, I've rarely raised my voice to anybody this year. And probably what I'm talking about is raising my voice. I wasn't really raising my voice. It was just mildly getting some extra bass in it and some irritation. My whole demeanor has changed. You know, like, I'm sweet, I'm nice, I'm silly, I'm goofy. My mouth runs continuously. Oh my God, estrogen has made me like chatty Cathy, right? Anyways, this is a 35-minute long video. already. But yeah, my first year is coming to a close. I'm so excited. I want to celebrate and do something. You know, I don't know what I'm gonna do. You know, something for New Year's. It's gonna be my first Thanksgiving, my first Christmas, my first New Year's Eve. Technically, well, I mean, technically, I, decided, right before midnight last year I was a girl, but, at that point, it's the first. I have first all day long, so it's been almost a year, and I still have first every day. Like, oh my God, this is the first time this has just happened to me. Like, like, it's just beautiful. So if you're going through it, hang in there and know that please, in dealing with the rest of the world, understand that everybody's going through it too. Everybody's going through it. When you judge a person by their character and their behavior, and understand that not everybody thinks like you. People aren't cookie cutouts of this is what a trans person is, this is what a straight person is. Words are violence. Having an opinion incites people to violence. Like, it's one of the silliest things I've ever heard. Especially after being in the Twin Cities in Minneapolis for the last 10 years. And while not every trans person I met acted that way, I met quite a few that were walking around with the look on their face and the chip on their shoulder. And the minute you said something, they were like, went like ham on you. And I've known people like that all my life. There's something to be said for if you are spoiling for a fight, the universe will bring one to you. People will bring one to you. If you are calm, or even if you just give off that air of belonging and confidence and lack of fear, people will oftentimes avoid you in those situations. And they will take that to the person who's afraid. They will take that to the person that is argumentative and will get caught up in those cycles of just continuing to fall for the same arguments with you. And but you can move beyond it. You don't have to be there. Seek healing. And that doesn't mean it's easy. It's not like a bippity boppity boo and you're healed. You gotta do the work. And it generally goes in layers. And a lot of times the lancing part of it is like a bull that you lance it, and it's getting bigger and bigger and redder, and finally you're like, stick the needle in and start squeezing it, and it just keeps coming out and coming out and coming out like it's never gonna end. And once you get it cleaned out, it's gone. You still might have some residue left, and then it's like the onion, and you're peeling off layers, or like in Shrek, no donkey. Ogres are like onions, they have layers. But it's different, and it's like when the deeper you get, the more primal it is, and the more difficult it is to keep yourself from being in denial about some things, and or I don't know. It helps to have a sense of humor. It really does. People apologize to me all day long when we're talking on the internet or something, or even when I first meet people in person. They say, "Oh, I'm sorry." And I'm like, "Why are you sorry? I'm like, I'm the hardest person in the world to offend. If you ain't threatening me or putting your hands on me or yelling and screaming with aggression and anger and calling me names or degrading me, I'm gonna take it with a grain of salt. I'm probably gonna laugh with you. And I'm gonna let you know that I'm funny. That I'm the most funny person I know. Like, in person, like, not like Kevin Hart or Chappelle or somebody, right? Or even Bert, not even Bert Kreischer. Hey, big boy. No, but I am funny, and I got 2 movies. I'm twice as funny, and so I usually tell people it's okay. You bring the jokes, just make sure you don't end up the punchline. Because I'm funny. I can take it and I can give it back. But there's something to be said for freedom of thought, freedom of speech, diversity of thought. The ability to, if you're really talking about love or equality or freedom from oppression, that you have to allow for other people to exist. You have to allow for other people to be valid in their existence. And if you don't agree with it, the crux of the LGBTQ problem for decades has been that heteronormative Christianized people decided it was a sin against God and nature to be anything other than heteronormative. So they decided that anything else did not deserve to exist. Remember that when you decide that somebody else does not deserve to exist because of ABC 1, 2, 3 XYZ, because you deemed it so. Because that's the crux of the oppression problem. Is when a group of people or society or whatever decides that other people do not deserve the same existence or rights or spacings that you do. It's the very definition of oppression, of oppressive behavior. You know what I mean? Like, anyways, lovelies, be good. Happy Halloween again, or the morning after Halloween. And remember, love is something you choose, because humans love. We have this heart, we love. But when you equate love with reciprocation, that's when we start descending into hurt and selfishness and bitterness and stuff. Know that love is a noun and a verb. It exists, but the act of loving is giving it. That's the active part of loving, is giving love to people. And I don't know about anybody else, but I find it hard to love and be oppressive. I know a lot of people do. They say they love you, and then they oppress you, or they bully you, or they control you, or they hurt you. But then that leads you to believe, like, what kind of love do those people really have? And I just kind of stand on it. I stand on my right to exist, my right to be independent, to think independently, even if for nothing else than to be an example in the world gone crazy that, that if you don't want to be a hypocrite or a bully, then you should give people the same consideration that you want. It's dangerous to hurt or shun or injure or defame or deprive people of a living just because you decided that their position is dangerous to you, or they're this or that, and that means they don't get to exist. Somebody's not actively taking away your ability to survive and move forward and everything else and make money and, do whatever you need to do in your existence, then they're entitled to think whatever they want to do as long as they treat people fairly. I used to say at college all the time, I'm going to tell them the budget committee and student council for a while when I was got here with a student, and say it over and over to these guys. I said, look, yesterday these people came and you liked them and they're the cool kids and acceptable and you made an exception for this deadline, and today these other people came and you don't like them and told them that they hadn't met the deadline. It was like it's a very definition of like the good old boy system and helping your friends and not other people, which is discriminatory and exclusive. I was like, if you're in a position of upholding a system or a set of rules, like, the student budget committee gave clubs money out of the budget. I was like, you have to give everybody the same rules. If you give understanding and leniency to the people you like, you have to give it to the people you don't like. If you resent them and really wish they would just go away, you still have to treat them with the same courtesy and your capacity as someone who is an arbiter, as a manager, a boss, an owner, a landlord. You have to be fair to everyone. That's the very definition of equality, of having an equal chance to succeed. Doesn't mean everybody gives you everything, but it means that the rules are the same for everyone in any given situation. The rules might be different in a situation if you're mentally ill, but again, across the board, it should be the same for all people who are mentally ill, no matter what their mental illness is. You know what I mean? And thirdly, you gotta stop punching in air at unattainable goals of vague accusations of everything must be destroyed, and the whole system and the whole, attainable goals, babies. We can fix the police and that culture. We can fix gender inequality in the workplace as far as pay and incentives go. Those are things we can fix. We can raise children to be better. To be less thin-skinned and to work harder and to deal with failure, because people fail sometimes. But success and all that is marked by having the courage to stand back up and do it again, no matter how many times you fail. But we seem to have lost a vital piece of that somewhere along the way. And everybody's just screaming at each other and saying how wrong everybody is. And that's not loving. It's not wholesome. It's not righteous. You can't be righteous while you engage in the same thing you call evil. The ends does not justify the means. It never does. So anyways, here I am, signing out. Now it's already 48 minutes. I can't believe I just talked for almost an hour. Estrogen. Go figure. Anyways, I love a lot. And I wish you well. And Godspeed and good luck if you're watching this on your journeys and your life and your place in this world, in this society, that we could hope that we could all love ourselves and love each other and come to a heal and let go of trauma and make our space and our